Dr. Fuerstenau, go ahead and give us kind of a rundown of everything we went over tonight. Like we said, January meeting, things are going to be a little bit more on the lax end because we're not as busy coming off the winter break, but just kind of give us some, I know we had some payments come in, some categorical stuff, so just talk about that.
Tonight I did report to the board that we did receive the last payment from fiscal year 16, a little over $322,000, which is a good thing. We had budgeted for that payment, and now we received that payment. As I indicated to the board, on the flip side of that, the state still owes us a little over $1.1 million in terms of fiscal year 17. And we just wait and see exactly how the state's going to handle that. I did share with the board that we had only budgeted 3 payments, counting the one from last year plus 2 of the 4 for this year. So hopefully we can at least meet our budget this year of 3 categorical payments.
And that's something you kind of have to sit back and wait and see how things happen up in Springfield a little bit for you guys.
Well, and I did share with the board a little bit. There is some movement in Springfield, which is a positive sign that, at least from what I'm hearing, is that both sides, the Senate is put together some type of a compromise plan that is yet to come out, but I look forward to seeing what's included in that plan. And then, as people had reported earlier too, that the House is working on a budget plan as well. So I think that's a positive sign that at least the legislators are beginning to take matters into their hands so that they can meet the needs of the children and the people of Illinois.
And I think the biggest takeaway from this meeting, I don't know if you'll agree, other than some of the other things getting approved for those categorials, is the big the district technology report that came in.
Yeah, each year at the January board meeting, Mr. Kunzman, our director of technology, provides the board with a report of events that happened throughout last year, as well as what's going on this year. So it just gives him a good opportunity for the board to get a perspective of what's going on with our technology.
And a lot of things that were going on, I mean, it's something that you guys kind of, like you said, you build from the ground up. There's a lot of progressions, a lot of positives going on with this thing. It's kind of one of those things where it's working out pretty good for you guys, a little bit better than maybe you even had thought.
Well, I think that it has been a plan which Mr. Kunzman and the administration and teachers have put together to provide our district with a good technology program. And we have been able to increase our bandwidth to have the bandwidth necessary to run the equipment that we do have. And it's just been a gradual phase in over the past years in terms of building the network or the infrastructure that can support today's technology needs.
Now, you were talking about the infrastructure, and so was Mr. Kunzman, but you guys are thinking about maybe possibly making a change upcoming in the next couple of years, maybe 2018.
Well, as he reported on the E-rate funding, which is federal grant funding that comes into the district, and we have a current contract through 2018, and then, of course, after that, then we'll evaluate it based on the needs of bandwidth or the size of the pipe for us to operate on.
So outside of that, as this program progresses, what do you think's next for the program itself? How can you grow it from here?
Well, I think we're going to continue to grow it. We've done our teachers have done an outstanding job, K through 5, in terms of embracing technology and getting it into our younger people's hands. I think our junior high is where we implemented the one-to-one initiative in the 7th grade, had a great staff and administration that embraced technology as well. Next year, we're going to build it into the 8th grade so that the 7th graders will have Chromebooks next year as 8th graders. We're introducing another class of 7th graders next year. So we're going to continue to do that till basically every student, 7th grade through 12th grade, will have a Chromebook over the next few years.
Last question, kind of jumping away from technology, what's kind of next for the board? I know you don't have another meeting for a while, but what's kind of the next step? What are you guys focusing on from here on out? Outside of January?
Well, we set a curriculum committee meeting in February, February 6th, to where we'll lay out building schedules for next year, staffing needs for next year, and we're really going to shift gears and move into budgetary discussions for fiscal year 18.
Dr. Gregg Fuerstenau, Superintendent of Taylorville Schools, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Yep.